Hey, welcome everybody. This is Tony Porter with Cards and Dice TV, and for all classes baseball, you are watching the 1980 game between the California Angels at Oakland Alameda County Coliseum. It's Billy Martin, the manager for the Oakland A's, and today it's going to be Brian Kingman versus Bruce Houston. And in fall class baseball, you're going to roll a D20 to find out where the pitcher stands in terms of what kind of stuff does he have that day. And I always do the Oakland A's first, and let's see what happens. That's going to be a B, so B stuff for Kingman. And for Houston, let's see what happens. That's going to be a number 14. And let's get this underway. It's going to be Callens in center field with a strong arm. Lance for the third baseman, batting second, batting third is Disco Dan Ford in right field. Don Baylor, the DH. Rod Career batting fifth at first base, batting sixth is Brian Down the catcher. Joe Ruley, left fielder, batting seventh, batting eighth is Bobby Rich, the second baseman, and Freddie Contact, the shortstop, batting ninth. And that's the California Angels for the Oakland Athletics, the Bill Martin Billy Ball A's. Now remember, we're outdoors, so you can see cars go flying every so often. It's going to be Ricky Henderson in left field, leading off, and followed by Dwayne Murphy, the center fielder, batting second, batting third is Mitchell Page, the DH. Dave Reverend, the first baseman. Wayne Gross, batting fifth at third base. Reverend is the cleanup hitter. Newman, the sixth place hitter, the catcher. The seventh place hitter, King Almus, the right fielder. Mario Guerrero, the eighth place slot hitter with a shortstop, and Brian Pichero. And Rob Pichero, the second baseman, batting ninth. And of course, it's Kingman versus Houston. And let's get this started. All right. So first, we read off the battle cards. I will keep that lower. This is fall classic baseball. Let me bring it a little bit closer so you can see the card as well. Let's see that just a little bit here. Excuse me. And let's get started. Oh boy. I need two different colored dies, and I got two white dies there. You know what? Let's load these down. I'll put some even 50 there. Hold on a second. Here we go. I have to go inside the house and grab an extra die. And let's start this off. It's going to be a blue and a white. Actually, you know what? We're going to go red and white because the blue is already the 20-sided die we're using. And here we go. Again, you will see some cards go flying across the screen because of that we're outdoors. And so, every so often get a gust of wind. Here we go. Here's Brian Kingman versus Al Collins. That's going to be a 56 on all counts. It's a block, and King makes a strikeout. So Counts swings and misses at a ball that's low. That was a strike zone. Slider. Low and outside, and one down. Next is Carney Lansford. And that's a 61, and the 61 is going to be back-to-back Ks. He goes down and strikes. And next is Disco Dan Ford with the pitch, and that is a 66. That's a home run pitcher, 1-12. And that ball is driven left field, and way back is Henderson to the track of the wall, and that's out of here. 1-0, just like that. Disco Dan Ford connects on a home run. All right, and next is Don Baylor. Don Baylor is good power as well at the 26, and this is a lefty at the single. Otherwise, it's going to be an out. In the 26, we're going to roll here. They're using a 14, and the 14 is going to be a ground ball second base, and that retires the side. But the Angels pick up 1 run on a home run by Disco Dan Ford, and he goes to the bottom of the first. 1-0 California. Bruce Keeson going to face Ricky Henderson. Here we go with the 2D6 roll. And that's a 16, and that's going to be an 18, and that's a fly ball center field. One down. Right there is Collins. All right. And that's a 52. That's a potential KB check, but nothing there. We roll for the error check. And a 19 won't be an error. And a 19 will be a fly ball to right field. 2 out. And now it's Mr. Page. And that is a 43 on Page's card. A 43. We go up to Bruce Keeson. It's going to be a 1-14 base on balls. That's an 8. So the 2 out walk, and Mr. Page is on first. You'll hear the birds in the background. We all outdoors. And next is Dave Levin. And here's the pitch, and that's a 53. And the 53 is a KD check. 13 is going to be too high. We're going to roll for the range check, and that is a ball that probably dumps in there for sure. I'm going to pull a card, and that card says a double to center field. Center fielder is Collins, and doesn't have a great range in center field. Collins has a 4, so that's going to drop in there. So a base hit, runner's going to advance. Oh, and that's going to be in there for a double around third, and they're waving Page home. Here's the throw of the plate, and not in time. There's going to be a 2-run, an RBI double, 2-out RBI double for Reverend. And it's 2-1 now. It's 1-1 now. We tied it up here in the bottom of the first. And it's Wayne Gross. And it's 33, and 11-33 is a blank. Actually, no, it's not a blank. It's a base hit, 1-13. That's going to be a single. Will that score the runner at second base? That's the question. And second base, question mark, assist, and batter at second. So we're going to have an assist at center field. Collins is a 0. So he's going to score automatically, and the runner's going to nick it to second on the throw to the plate. Collins is an S0. And the A's have taken the lead. RBI, 2-out RBI single by Wayne Gross, and he makes it to second on the throw. And here's Jeff Newman. And that is a 52. That's a KD check. Doesn't do it. That's an error check. Oh, and that's probably going to be an error. Let's see. Let's do these cards. I'm having to read the across the table here to grab them. 52 is the third baseman. At third base of the Twins today, we got Carney Lansford, and he's a 6, and that 5 is going to make it an error. And it's a one-base error, so that moves Gross to third, E5. And here we go. There we go. And then Tony Armas. So runners on first and third. Tony Armas is up. Here's the pitch from Houston. That is a 23 or 22 straight through, and he gets him to retire the side. But the A's pick up a couple of runs on a couple of hits, an error, and a walk. And they take a 2-1 lead here as we go to the top of the second inning. This is fall classic baseball. Every season is available at a very affordable price, very fair price out here. Here we ride through Brian Downing and Joe Rudy. This is the 1980 season. California Angels versus the Oakland Athletics. Now let's do this. Here's Brian Keane with the pitch to Peru at the 46, and that's a no park home run. A 13 here at Oakland Alameda. That's going to be a pop-up. And that's going to be a third base side. Right there is Gross. One down. And here comes Brian Down. Pitch to Down. There's a 64. And 64 is a blank. And that's going to be an 8, which is a shot at center field. And here's Joe Rudy. Joe Rudy back from the right side. Joe Rudy batted 237 with 16 home runs. Got a big free agent contract in 1977. Here's a pitch from Brian Keane. That's a 31. That's usually a hit, and it's going to be a single. The single for Rudy here, 2 outs, and he's on at first. Slow down ball that made it through the infield on the left side. And left fielder Henderson gets it in. Here's Bobby Good. Pitch to Good. And that's his 35. 35 is a blank, and 35 is going to be an out. And what kind of an out is it? A 2 roll of 10. That's going to be a line out. 2-5, which is the right fielder. An L9 if you're keeping score at home. No runs, 1 hit. So this is a very fluid game, plays very smoothly. And my sound effects are going out, so I'm going to charge that up. Got a little break in the action, technical difficulties. All right, we're back to the action in the bottom of the second. Mario Guerrero leading it off against Bruce Keeson. Guerrero was a 239 hitter, 16 doubles, 2 triples, 2 home runs. That's going to be a snake eyes, and that's going to be some sort of an out. And that's a 9. And a 9 is a fly ball right field. Over is the right fielder, Dan Ford, and he squeezed it for the out. 1 down. A single. That's the 3rd hit of the game for the Oakland Athletics. Here's a pitch to Ricky Henderson. That's a 56. And a 50. That's strike 3, and he gets Henderson with a high fastball. Henderson chases. And here's Dwayne Murphy with 2 out, 1 on. That's a 16. A 16 is a K1 to 3. There's a lot of permutations. There's never one result on in this game. You know, it reminds me a little bit of Stratomatic in that sense that there's some numbers that are pretty much officially something, but there's a lot of numbers that you never know what they're going to be. This 16 is either a strikeout, 1 to 3, which is not. It's a 19. So it's going to be an out. We'll use that 19, and that's going to be a fly ball to right field. And under it is Disco Dan Ford, and that retires the side. No runs, 1 hit. We go to the top of the 3rd, 2-1, Athletics. Now, a nice thing about Fall Classic Baseball is you can buy this stuff in PDF. All right, it is going to be Freddie Patek in the top of the 3rd inning. Patek batted 264. And that's going to be a 65. That's a home run off the pitcher. 1-12, because there's no negative here. Patek hit 5 home runs and only 200 at bats. And that's a deep drive off the bat of Patek to left field. Back goes Henderson to the track to the wall. That's out of here. Second home run for the California Angels. And little Freddie Patek hits one out. Yes, sir. So it's 2-2 now, and here comes Al Cowens. Al Cowens with 33. That's going to be line. And, oh, no, that's ball 4. Lined it foul. Next pitch is ball 4, and Cowens walks. He's on at first. There's Carney Lansford. Here's a pitch to Carney Lansford. Cowens takes his lead. That's 55, and that's going to be a base hit single. And let's see how far Cowens goes. Cowens is going to hold at second base. So it's lined, ripped to the left fielder. Henderson, who plays on hot and gets it in quickly, holding Cowens at second. Here's Dan Ford. He's a right-handed hitter. And they play him to pull. Shortstop, the third baseman Gross is on the line. Shortstop is in the hole. Second baseman is shaded over to second base. And in center field, it is Murphy, who's in the left center field gap. And here's the pitch to Disco Dan Ford. And that's a 53. That's a possible KD check, but the 19 won't do it. And here's going to be the range. Look out. You want it to be low, and a 13. It depends who it's to. Let's see. We got to look. It's going to be a center fielder, and Dwayne Murphy has excellent range, and he's going to make a nice running catch in the gap. And that's going to be an F8. And runners are going to hold on that. And here's Don Baylor with 2 on and 2 out. Runners on first and second. Ryan Kingman looking to get out of this jam against Don Baylor. And let's see whether we got that happening. We don't need that. Cruise Line's trying to get some business. All right, here goes Don Baylor. Good power. Don Baylor hit. Oh, wow. Don Baylor in 1980 had a really down year. Only had 340 at bats. I guess he dealt with some injuries. Batted 250 with 5 home runs. He did have 51 RBIs that proportionally would have given him close to 100. Here's the pitch to Baylor. And that is a 33. That's going to be line base hit. And will that score a run here with 1 out? I don't know. And fast will advance. Is Cowens fast? Cowens fast will advance, and Cowens is fast, so he will be waved around, and he will come in to score. So RBI single, and here with 2 runs in the top of the third, the California Angels have taken the lead. Carney Lansford stops at second. There's an RBI for Don Baylor, RBI single, which runs on first and second. Here's Rod Carew with only 1 out in the top of the third. So Brian Kingman finds himself in a little bit of a jam, and we don't want it to get any worse. He's already allowed 2 runs here in this inning on 3 hits and 1 walk. One of the hits being a home run by Freddie Patek, an unlikely source of a home run. And that is a 52. That's a potential KD check. A 4 will not be. It's 1-3 on the KD check. So we will roll here for the error rating. It's going to be a little ground ball to the second baseman. Will he commit an error? And that is Piccolo at second base. Piccolo error rating, I have a chart that shows all the error ratings. Piccolo at second base is a 2 error rating, so it's going to be tough for him to make an error. He does not. And that's going to be a 4, 6, 3. They turn it. And that retires the side. So Piccolo with a nice flip to the shortstop, Guerrero, who fires it to Revering at first, a little low, and Revering makes a nice stretch. And that retires the side. So the Angels only pick up 2 runs, but they do take a 3-2 lead here in the bottom of the third. And it's going to be Page, Revering, and Gross coming up. So we got 2 runs on 1, 2, 3 hits. Bruce Keeson on the mound. He's a right-handed pitcher. He started 13 games, had a 1.4 whip and a 3-6 record. Here's Mitchell Page. Now, as you can see, this plays pretty quick. Fall Classic Baseball. If you haven't tried it, I highly recommend it. This is probably the basically one of the games that I think gets the least amount of attention. 62, and he's a B pitcher today, Keeson. That's going to be an out, and that is a 6. A 6 tells you that's a ground ball hit sharply to the shortstop. Patek over to first, and 1 down. Here's Dave Revering with some power, and hit that at 290. That's a 65, and that's a home run off the pitcher. That's a deep drive to right center field, and back goes right fielder forward to the track to the wall, and that's out of here. Home run, Dave Revering. And that ties the ball game at 3 apiece. So Revering is 2 for 2 now. He's got a double and a homer, and he's driven in 2 runs. Game is tied at 3-3. And here's Wayne Gross. Pitch from Keeson. That's a 51. That's a potential error. KD Check says no. Let's roll for the error. That's an 18. That will not be an error. And let's see who that was hit to. That was hit to the first baseman. Carew picks it up and steps on the bag ahead of Gross. Here's Newman. Jeff Newman batted .233 with 15 home runs and about 430 at-bats. And here's the pitch from Keeson. That's a 16. Strike 3. Gets Newman. That retires the side. All tied up at 3-3. We're at the top of the 4th. It's going to be Downing, Rudy, and Grich. I feel that this is an all-star lineup for the 1980 California Angels. A heck of a team. A lot of it is free agent. I think Rich was a free agent. Rudy was a free agent. Baylor was a free agent. And I'm not sure with the rest of the players. They were either traded for. Here, I got a little gust of wind, so there'll be a few different things happening today. I'm playing outdoors. All right. Brian Kingman versus Brian Downing. Downing batted .290 with 2 home runs and only 93 at-bats. That's a great thing about Fall Classic Baseball. You get every player. So even the guy with 93 at-bats is going to get a card, and you're going to be able to play him in the games that he started. I use actual lineups, and after that, after the game starts, I kind of do my own thing. I do kind of guide myself by who's on the roster, though. I kind of like to, and a lot of guys ask, hey, why do you do it that way? And I tell them, I just like to pretend I'm there. I like to relive the season. Maybe games that I missed in 1980. I like to see what was going on and how the managers managed and who the players were and so on and so forth. All right, so here's the pitch. Now, we could use fast action cards, but we're not in today's game. Fast action cards are usually a little quicker. That's a 4-4, and that's going to be a line drive base hit for Brian Downing. Ropes it to left center field. Played on a hop by Henderson. Gets it in quickly. So Downing, leadoff hitter, is on with a single. He's not a threat to steal, but we'll make note of his base running. It's an S. Here's a pitch to Joe Rudy. Joe Rudy didn't have a good year. That's a Snake Eyes. Snake Eyes is going to be some sort of an out at 8. It's going to be a fly ball. Lifted to center field. On the run is Murphy, and he tracks that down. Hustling back to first base is Brian Downing. Next up is Bobby Grich. He flied out to right field. 1980. Scores 3-3 here in the top of the 4th inning. 1 out, 1 on. It's Brian Kingman. He's one of those Billy Martin pitchers that was, every 5th day for the whole season. He pitched 211 innings at 32 starts. That's going to be a 44 on Bobby Grich. That's going to be line drive, base hit, single. And will Downing make it to third with 1 out? He will fast. He does, and he is not. He's a slow. He's going to stop at second base. That puts runners on first and second with 1 out here in the top of the 4th against Kingman. Kingman has struggled a bit. He's allowed 3 runs in the first 3 innings. He's allowed 2 home runs, one by Dan Ford and another one by Freddie Patek. The score is 3-3. And here's Patek. Not known as a home run hitter, but he belted one out of the park in his first at bat in the 3rd inning. All right. Brian Kingman looks into Jeff Newman for the sign. He sets and deals a 36. 36 is a blank, and the 36 is going to be some sort of an out. That's going to be a ground ball to shortstop. And let's see, we're going to have to look at Guerrero's arm. I believe We're going to check Guerrero's arm. This may end up being a double play here. He has a weak arm, so I doubt that's going to be a double play. We got the that's a 6. Let's double check this. A 36 and a half. 36 is an out, but we do have the 6 there. And the 6 says ground ball shortstop, advance or double play. Weak shortstop. It's a double play or it is a. Let me see. Okay, so if there's a runner on first, it's going to be a double play unless the shortstop has a weak arm, which he does. So it only becomes a fielder's choice. So it's going to be a 6-4 fielder's choice, and Freddie Patek is on at first. First and third now with 2 outs. And Al Cowens has a chance for an RBI. Runner is 90 feet away here with 2 outs. Brian Kingman checks the sign. He sets and deals. And that is a 22. That's going to be a ball 4. And Cowens walks the second time he's walked. Moses on down to first base, and that loads the bases for Carney Lansford. Carney Lansford batted 261 with 15 home runs. So Cowens is on at first, Patek on at second, Brian Downing on at third. There's 2 outs. This is a big pitch for Brian Kingman. With the bases loaded and 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning. A hit here will may probably drive Kingman from the game. There's a couple of pitchers warming up in the Oakland bullpen. And here goes. And that's going to be a 65, and that's going to be trouble. Carney Lansford with a deep drive. And that's going to be grand slam home run. Carney Lansford makes it a 7-3 ball game with a deep drive off the bat. And he drives the left center field, and back goes Henderson, looks up, and that's out of here. Grand slam, and that's going to be it. That's going to do it. That's going to do it for Brian Kingman. Carney Lansford trots around the bases and gets high fives from Brian Downing, Freddie Patek, and Al Cowens, including the next hitter, Dan Ford, at the plate. So that's 4 RBIs, and that is number 6, number 8, number 9, 6. Oh, wait, no. That's going to be the bases loaded, so that's going to be a 6, a 9, and a 1. 6, 9, 1, 4. 4 RBIs on a grand slam home run for Carney Lansford. That's the 3rd time I rolled a 65, and it's been a home run. And that's going to be it. We're going to bring in Jones. I believe his name is Jones. Let's see. Let's see who we got here. We're going to the bullpen. Out comes Billy Martin. He's had enough. Enough is enough. It is 7-3 now, California, on the grand slam by Carney Lansford. And it looks like we're going to call in. Let's see my relief pitchers. I wonder if they stayed with the last. Lacey's one of them. Jeff Jones, here he comes. So Jeff Jones is in. Brian Kingman's out. And we are 2 outs in the top of the 4th inning. We have a new pitcher. So it's 3.2 for Kingman. Allowed 7 runs. And it's going to be Jeff Jones. And here goes. Disco Dan Ford steps in the box. He bats from the right side. Here's the pitch. And that is a 63, which is going to be a 16. And a 16 is a ground ball to short. And that will retire the side. Up with it is Guerrero. And he throws out Ford. But the Angels pick up 4 runs on 1, 2, 3 hits. And they lead at 7-3. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Holy smokes. Just Brian Kingman just didn't have it today. He was a B pitcher. Now, we didn't roll to see what the new pitcher will be. He's a 5. He'll be an A. So Jones will be an A pitcher. And Jones can pitch to 8 batters. He's already pitched to 1. All right, it's going to be Tony Armas leading it off against Bruce Keeson. Now a 4-run lead. And that's a 62. That's a blank, and a 62 is some sort of an out. An 8 is going to be a fly ball center field. Yep, I memorized that one. Not too hard. Next is Mario Guerrero. Guerrero's 0 for 1. He flied out to right. And here's a 25, and that's going to be a 19. Turns into a fly to right field. And here's Brian Piccolo. He's singled in his first at bat in the second inning. He's 1 for 1 today. Here's Peach with a 24, and that's going to be some sort of an out of 15. Against the righties, grounded to shortstop. Shortstop Patek up with it, throws him out, 3 up, 3 down. Easy inning for Bruce Keeson. And the top of the 5th is going to be Don Baylor, Rod Carew, and Brian Downing. I don't know why that happened. That's weird. All right, let's get this going here. Sound effects. Oh, a little breeze. I'm playing outdoors today, so you're going to get a little breeze. And it's Jeff Jones now. I put the Jones card on top because it's the second card you look at. First, you go through the batter, then it goes to the pitcher. A little bit different than a lot of other games, like payoff pitch will go through the pitcher first, and so on and so forth. And we're going to get the sound effects back up here. A nice crowd sound in the background. I like to play quiet. I like to have my dog barking and stuff like that going on. All right, calm down. All right, we should have that going. All right, here's Don Baylor. Now, Don Baylor today is 1 for 2. Here's a pitch from Jeff Jones. That's a 33. That's going to be line drive. Base hit. Oh, no. Wait, yes. Base hit for Baylor, and he's got a nice lead over there. Jones goes over a couple of times to keep him close. Baylor is a stolen base of hey. Baylor is a 10. The Newman, I don't know if he has a strong arm or not. That would give him a -2. Let's check that out. I haven't played these guys in a while. And he has an average arm, so there'll be no. So it's a 10. There goes Baylor. The throw down from Newman. And, actually, I rolled out as a 15. He is out at second base. And Caru's a lefty. That's going to be a 2-6 run stealing for Don Baylor. Here's, hey. And here's Rod Carew. Here's a pitch. That's a 55. That's going to be line. Oh, that could be a double. There's that D20. There it comes. That's a 6. And that will be pulled down the line at the right field corner. After it is Armas who plays it off the wall. Carew digging for second. Here's the throw from Armas. He's got a hell of an arm. The tag, and he is safe. 1 out double for Rod Carew. He's 1 for 3 today. And here's Brian Downing. Top of the 5th, runner on second, 7-3 Angels. Brian Downing steps in the box. That's from the right side. Stands deep in the batter's box. Here's the pitch. That's a 34. 34 is a blank. We got an A. Jones is an A. And a 34 is going to be an out. A 20 is going to say that's lined. Oh, that's lined to the second baseman. L4. And Carew's back quickly. So Downing lines out for the second out. Here's Joe Rudy. Joe Rudy, an original Oakland A. Had his best years with Oakland. And I don't see him, after you look at he signed a free agent contract with the Angels, he never really, I feel, lived up to that free agent contract at all. Joe Rudy with the California Angels to end his career. This is 82. He finishes his career, I think, with the Red Sox. And he may go back to the A's for half a season. But that's when he had his big years, Joe Rudy. Never really was a superstar. He was just a solid player, but never really reached the level of like Reggie Jackson. Never hit 30 home runs, never batted. I think he batted 300 once or twice, but below 300s, and one was in half a season. Here goes Joe Rudy at the plate. And that is a 42. 42 is a blank, and a 42 on the A's will be ball 4. So Jones does have control issues at times. That puts runners on first and second. And here comes Bobby Grich. He's 1 for 2. Here's a pitch to Grich with 2 outs. And that's going to be a 52. That's a potential error. That's a KD, no good. And we're going to go for the error now, and that is a 20. No error there. And we're going to check who that was to. Actually, we can look at the 20. The 20 says that's a line out. And a 2 is going to be another line out to the first baseman. Actually, got to look here. Wait. Pull this third base, ground to third base, and that will retire the side. Nice play by Gross. Bobbles it a second, but throws over to first and gets him. No runs. 2 hits, 2 left, and we go to bottom of the fifth. 7-3 California. Bruce Keeson. Bruce Keeson can go 28. He's still got time. And that's a 62. 62 is a blank, and a 62 is a 17, which is a fly ball left field. Over is the left fielder, Joe Rudy. And he squeezes for the out. Here's Dwayne Murphy. Murphy's flight out twice to right field. That's a 52. This is going to be a KD check roll. Nope, won't do. And here's the roll for the error. And a 1 will be an error. Let's see who that error is on. A 52. That's a fly ball error. Wow, let's double check Rudy in left field. Let's see what he is. He is an error 3. That will be an error on Rudy. So an E7 misplays the ball. Hits off his glove. And now both teams have 1 error. So here's Mitchell Page. And that's a 24. 24 is a hit by pitch on a 1-2. We don't get that. So that's going to be an out. A 4 is going to be grounded to second base. Could be a double play. It's only a fielder's choice if the second baseman is a weak arm. And we got Piccolo at second base. He is a weak arm. So it's going to be a fielder's choice. No, that's Rudy. Gritch. Gritch will throw to second for 1. Back to first in time. 4-6-3. Gritch has a strong arm. So he turns a double play. And that retires the side. No runs. No hits, 1 error, none left on base. We go to the top of the 6th. 7-3, California Angels. Fall Classic Baseball. Play it and love it. Jeff Jones replaced Brian Kingman. Kingman had a tough time. Jones hasn't done much better in an inning and a third so far. He's allowed a couple of hits and a walk. He's going to be facing here in the top of the 6th, Patek, Cowens, and Carney Lansford. 1980 California Angels. Here goes. That's a 42. And a 42 off Patek is a blank, and off Jones, that's ball 4. So Jones does give up a bunch of walks. That is one of his weak points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's gone 7. He can go 8. Freddie Patek is on with a walk. Next is going to be Al Cowens. Al Cowens has walked a couple times himself. This is going to be another error check. 17, and that won't be an error. So it's going to be a fly ball left field. Right there is Henderson, 1 down. Back to first is Patek. Here's a pitch to Carney Lansford. Ooh, a 62 and a 62. Jeff Jones. And strike 3. Gets some swinging. Fooled him. And he chased. And here's Dan Ford. Disco Dan Ford is 1 for 3 with a home run. Solo shot in the first inning. And that's going to be snake eyes for Disco Dan. That's a 1-3 walk. We got a 6. Strike 3. And he strikes out back-to-back batters to end the top of the 6th inning after 5.5. 7-3 Angels. No runs, no hits. They leave 1. In the bottom of the 6th, Reverend Gross and Newman. Revering is 2 for 2. He's doubled and homered. See what he can do here against Keeson. And that will be a 1-3. 1-3 is going to be grounded. 1 back to the pitcher. And Keeson up with it. Throws him out. 1 down. Next is Wayne Gross. Wayne Gross, left-handed hitter. And that's a 26 against a righty. That's a base hit. Lines 1 to right center field. Played on a hop by the center fielder, Cowens. Gets it into second base. Bobby Gritch. And they keep Wayne Gross at first. And here's Jeff Newman with good power. He's 0 for 2, reached on an error and struck out. That's going to be a 13, and that is going to be a 10. And the 10 out is line, and that is to center field. So hits it on the nose, but right at the center fielder. There are 2 outs. I made it look like an error. There we go. Fix it. F8, and here's Tony Armas with a runner on. 2 outs, bottom of the 6th. Tony Armas has good power. And it won't show up here. That's a strikeout. Swings and misses. Obviously going for the fences. No runs, 1 hit. 7-3 California. We go to the top of the 7th inning. Fall Classic baseball. As you can see, there's very few chart lookups, if any. I am learning the outs chart, trying to memorize it. Not hard. 7 is a fly ball to left field. There's a couple of numbers where you have to look to see if the batter's a righty or a lefty, which is kind of cool because no other game does that. All right, here's Don Baylor, Jeff Jones against Don Baylor now. Jeff Jones has gone his max, but we're going to keep him in there until he gives up a hit or 2. We'll see how we judge that. That's a 16, and that's going to be a ground ball. Comeback here to Jones. Jones feels it, throws it first in time to get the speedy Baylor. Baylor can run. He can move it down the line. Here's Rod Carew, and that is a 55. That's going to be driven down the line into the right field corner. After it is the right fielder, Armas. Armas plays it off the wall. Carew digging for second. Here's the throw, the tag, and he is safe. He's 2 for 2 now with a couple of doubles. And that's going to be it for Jeff Jones. And we will bring in a guy named Lacey, Bob Lacey. So Jones went 2 2/3. Going to roll for Lacey, see what he's going to be, what his stuff is like today. And his stuff is A Supreme. Lacey with a 1. So he is an A. Looking good for the pitching now for the A's, looking much better. All right, here's Brian Downing with a runner at second base. Here's the pitch to Downing. And that is a 24. And a 24 is going to be some sort of an out of 12. It says it's a pop-up. A pop-up to second base. Second baseman, Piccolo by the bag, and he squeezed it for the out, 2 down. And here's Joe Rudy. Joe Rudy's 1 for 2, a single and a walk and a fly out. Here's the pitch to Rudy. And that is a 36, and that is going to be a 13. He's a righty. That's ground to short. Over to first, and that retires the side. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. Bottom of the 7th, 7-3 California. Can the A's mount a comeback is the question. Fall Classic baseball. Very underrated game. I would probably categorize this as the #1 underrated game in the tabletop baseball hobby. Plays very, very easy, very smooth. 7-3 so far in this game. The California Angels have a heck of a offense. Keep that in mind. They've scored 7 runs, but deservedly so. They got a bunch of hitters. Lansford, Ford, Baylor, Carew, Downing, Rudy. Holy smokes. Rich. This is like an all-star team. All right, Bruce Keeson against Mario Guerrero, Piccolo. And Bruce Keeson could go 1 more inning, 3 outs. Let's see what happens and how we play it after that. Here's a pitch, and that is a 65. That's a -9 off the pitcher, and that's going to be negative numbers. And he's got no other numbers, so that's going to be a fly ball center field. Right there is Collins, 1 away. Next is Rob Piccolo. Here's the pitch to Piccolo. That's a 65 again, and that is a deep fly ball center field. Back goes Collins to the track, to the wall, and he hauls it in. So Piccolo drove it, but it did not carry out. The wind must be blowing in. And here's Ricky Henderson with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. That's a 31. That's going to be a base hit. Line base hit up the middle. Played on a hop by Collins in center. And Henderson on with a single, with 2 out single. And here's Dwayne Murphy, left-handed hitter. That's a 23, strike 3, and that retires the side. So Bruce Keeson, he can go 28, and he is at 27, 28, 29. So he has a 29. We'll keep him in there until he gives up a hit or a walk. We go to top of the 8th. It's 7-3 California Angels. We are playing Fall Classic baseball. All right. Here's Bobby Grich. Bobby Grich leading off. He's 1 for 3 today. That's a 26. And that is a base hit against the lefty. There's your splits. So the splits do play a part. Just not all the time. Freddie Patek is next. Here's a pitch to Patek. That's a 66. And a 66 is going to be a triple. That's going to be driven down the line. That's going to roll away from the left fielder and into center fielder. Scoring is Gritch around second, digging for third. Here's the throw, and he is in there with an RBI triple. 8-3, California. Wow. So Patek's having a good day. He's got a homer, a walk, a triple. He's a single and a double away from a cycle. Infield's going to be in now for the Oakland Athletics against Al Collins. Here's the pitch from Lacey, the left-hander. That's a 25. A 25 is going to be an out. A 2 is a fly ball, runner's hold. F can score. And Patek, you know Patek is an F. He is an F. So F can score. Let's see. F runner. Center field is okay. So he will score. I guess it's the number we roll. I guess that's what it is. Oh, wait a second. Runner on third. Runner advance with an asterisk. Oh, one base. Okay. Runner's advance one base. Oh, no, wait. Runner is cold. This is a tricky one. He will score on a sacrifice fly. And that's going to be the center field, deep enough for Patek to score because he's fast. And that's an RBI for Collins. 2 outs now, 1 out now. And that makes it 9-3. And here is Carney Lansford. Lansford is 2 for 4 today. He's homered, singled, and struck out a couple of times. Pitch from Lacey, who's struggling here. 66. Oh, boy. 1-4 home run. That's a deep drive left field. Back goes Henderson, and that's out of here. 10-3. They're pouring it on here. That's the second home run of the game for Carney Lansford. He hit a grand slam earlier. And we're right about to pull Lacey. Here is Disco Dan Ford. And that's a 66, and that's a deep drive, and that's out of here. Holy smokes. And that's an RBI. Run scored. And that's going to be it for Lacey. Ouch. All right, who are we going to bring in here? We're going to bring in a guy named, we can bring in Lysander, or we can bring in Dave Hamilton. We're going to bring in Dave Hamilton. Hamilton could go pitch 11 batters. So here comes Hamilton. Lacey is out. Lacey went 1 inning. And Hamilton's in there. Lacey is out. Let's put rubber bands around these cars. We are outdoors and the wind's blowing. Take a quick sip of drink. A 10-3 ball game. The Angels with 4 runs in this inning. All right, here's Hamilton. That was Hamilton's second home run of the game. So there's 2 players for the Angels that have 2 home runs, Lansford and Ford. Rolled a lot of 65s and a lot of 66 in this game. Holy smokes. Here is Dave Hamilton on the mound. He's a lefty thrower. And here's Don Baylor. Here's the pitch to Baylor. That's a 65. That's a pitcher home run. We didn't roll to see. He's going to be a B. So we're going to roll for the home run here. It's going to be 17 or less, and that ball's out of here. That's a deep drive, and this is back-to-back-to-back jacks. Holy cow. No way. I got to check these dice. Back-to-back-to-back jacks. We rolled 66, 65, 66, and 65, I believe. Those are all home run numbers. especially for a team like the Angels. And here comes Rod Carew. It is 11-3 now. Here's the pitch, Rod Carew, and that is a 64. 64 is a blank, and a 64 is going to be an out with kind of an out of 13. And he is a lefty. That's grounded to the first baseman. That's out number 2. Finally, an out after 3 consecutive home runs. And here's Brian Downing, pitch to Downing. That's going to be a 56. That's going to be a strikeout. So Downing swings and misses, and that retires the side. Finally, the Angels pick up 5 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. 3 of them home runs. It's 11-3 Angels. A blowout here against the Athletics. This is the 4th pitcher of the day for the Athletics. Bruce Keeson still in there. And try to get him to go as deep as possible. Mitchell Page, here's the pitch. That's a 44. That's going to be a ball 4. And that's going to be it for Keeson. I'm going to let him go one more batter. And that's going to be a 12. The 12 is an 18. And 18 is a fly ball center field. 1 down. One more batter until he gives up the second hit. It is a blowout. That's against the right. It's a base hit. This is line base hit for Gross. And we're going to stop at second base. We're not even going to look at the card. We're not going to try to stretch it or anything stupid like that right now. And that's going to be it. So we are going to the California Angels bullpen. And let's see who we're going to grab. We're going to grab John Montague. Excuse me, John Montague's coming in a blowout. All right, he replaces. I remember Montague with the Seattle Mariners in their inauguration season. All right, here's John Montague. Let's write him in. So Keeson went 7 1/3, 7.1. Here's Montague against Jeff Newman. What is Montague going to be? Montague is going to be a 20, which is a C. And here's Jeff Newman with runners on first and second. Here's the pitch. Hey there, Heidi Jester. How are you, bro? That's a 66. That's a deep drive. And it's going to be off the wall. That's will score 1. Gross will hold at third. And that's an RBI double here in the bottom of the 8th. It's 10-4 now. Oakland, California Angels leading. And second and third, here comes Tony Armas. So Montague, first pitch. And Newman sends it to the wall on a fly. All right, second and third, 1 out. Tony Armas here in a 10-4 ball game. The Angels up. The Angels 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 home runs today. They did have a heck of an offense in 1980. No steal would blow out. I'm just going base to base. I'm not even looking at what the cards say. All right, Tony Armas is up second and third against John Montague. Montague had a 1.6 whip, not very good, in 74 innings. Appeared in 37 games. He was probably a mop-up guy, I imagine. That's going to be a 23. That's a strikeout. So Armas swings and misses at a outside pitch, low outside, and just should be trying to get on base at this point instead of chasing at those pitches. Here's Mario Guerrero. Guerrero's 0 for 3. That's a 25, and that's going to be an out of 10. And we're looking at the chart. That's line, and that is line to right field. One of the few games that actually has lineouts to the outfield. That's 1 run on 2 hits. We go to the top of the 9th in a 10-4 Angel lead. Dave Hamilton is pitching for the A's here. He'll be facing Rudy Grichin-Patek. So Fall Classic Baseball, one of the most underrated games, if not the most underrated game in our hobby. Joe Rudy will be facing Dave Hamilton. And Rudy today is 1 for 3. He singled, flight out, walked, and grounded out. And that's a 35. Hamilton is an I don't know that we rolled for Hamilton. We may have rolled, and I just don't remember we used that roll. He's a C. And so that's a 35. 35 is a blank, and 35 is a base hit for Rudy. So Rudy with the second hit of the game. What a day for the Angels offense. Holy smokes. Here's Bobby Grich. Here's the pitch to Grich. That's a 34. 34. And that's going to be a base hit. And runner will hold at second. First and second here. Hamilton struggling a little bit. First and second. Nobody out. Here's Freddie Patek. Here's the pitch to Patek. That's a 22. And that's going to be line base hit. And we'll just score another run and make it 11. It should be 11-4. We're going to make it 12 and run around second base with a single assist question mark. Batter to second. We're going to hold. We're not going to try to score. Bases loaded. And here's Al Collins. Hamilton, can he get an out is the question. Can Hamilton get an out? That's a 36. That's probably not an out. The 36 blank. He does get an out here. That's an 8. But an 8's going to be a fly out to center field. And with the bases, we fly out to center field. F on third. All right. F is going to... I have a hard time reading the quick outs chart. It's not as I've gotten used to the cards, and I understand the cards. The outs chart is just let me see. I guess F scores here on this. It says hold, but it says F. Then it has an F, so that must mean that he advances because it is bases full. So on an 8, we're going to score on that. It's going to be a fly ball center field, and that's going to be a sacrifice fly. Second sacrifice fly to center field for Al Collins. And that will score Rudy from third base. And 3 goes 2-3. And that's about it. That's the most I can decipher from that explanation there. Here's Carney Lansford with first and second one out. Here's the pitch from Dave Hamilton. And that is a 62. That's a blank and a 62 on the choosing to strikeout. 2 out. In the top of the ninth. 12-4 now. And here's Dan Ford, who's got 2 home runs. See if he can go for the third one. Here's Hamilton with the pitch. And that is a 45. 45 is a blank, and the 45 is going to be ball 4. That loads the bases. Here's Don Baylor. Don Baylor has a home run today. Here's the pitch. And that's a 65. That's a -3. And that is a 17. And that's going to be a deep drive to left field. Back goes Henderson to the track to the wall. Grand slam! Woohoo! And it's a 16-4 score. No way, Jose. What kind of game is this? 16-4 grand slam. The second grand slam for the Angels in this game. Look what I rolled, another 65. Holy smokes. We're playing outdoors today. And the California Angels are really enjoying it. That is a bunch of RBIs. That's going to be 8, 9, 3, 8, 9, 3, and 4 for Baylor. So Baylor has his 6th RBI of the game, his 2nd home run of the game, 3 Angels with home runs. I've done nothing more than roll 65s and 66s for the Angels in this game. And that has not happened with the A's, although the A's do have a home run here in the 3rd by Reverend. But Don Baylor hits a grand slam. That makes it 16-4. And that is going to be it for Hamilton. We're going to bring in Lysander. At this point, we would bring in a position player to pitch. Boy, this is one ugly game. But the Angels do a heck of a team. Oh my gosh, is right. This is the one, this is the 2nd one of the game, 2nd grand slam of the game. His three players have 2 home runs each. Lansford, Ford, and Baylor. The Angels have hit 7 home runs in this game. That's 6 just by those players, and then they have 1 by Freddie Pot. And that's it, 7 home runs in this game. Rick Lysander. Let's see what Lysander is. Let's write it down this time. That's a 20. He's a C. And he's going to be facing Rod Carew. Carew is 2 for 5. Got a couple of doubles, and that's a 15. And that is a ground ball. 20 is going to be a line out to the third baseman. Tires the side. But they pick up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 runs on 4 hits. And the California Angels lead it 16-4. Holy smokes. Here is the bottom of the order. We're going to see a couple of pinch hitters. Let's grab the Oakland deck. We're going to get a couple of pinch hitters. Who's it going to be? Who are you going to call? Ghostbusters. I don't know who you're going to call here. Mickey Klutz is going to pinch hit. And Mike Edwards is going to, no, you know what? Mike Davis is going to pinch hit. Let's start off with Mike Davis. Here's a pitch. Davis, pinch hitter. All right, there goes. And that is a 42. 42 is a blank. Montague, we said it was a C. A 42 is going to get base on balls. So pinch hitter gets on base on a walk. And here we go to the top of the order. It's going to be Ricky Henderson batting for himself. No pinch hitter there. Pitch from Montague, that's a 34. 34 is a blank, and 34 is a single. Base hit, single. First and second here in the bottom of the ninth. 16-4, Angels are up. Dwayne Murphy. Pitch from Montague. And that is a 66. That's going to be a double off the wall. One hop off the wall. Hits off the bottom of the wall. Played by the center fielder, Cowens, who's got a strong arm. 1 run will score. And the other one's going to hold up. RBI double for Murphy. Second and third now. Here's Mitchell Page. And that's a 62. And a 62 is going to be some sort of an out of 3. Here's a ground ball to first base. Second and third runs are going to advance. 1 base. So there will be an RBI. Ricky Henderson scores. 2 outs. And moving to third is Murphy. And here's Dave Revering. Revering started off 2 for 2 with a double and a homer. It's 2 for 4. Has a chance for a hit here. Score now is 16-6. And here's a 21, and that's going to be a ground ball to second base. And that will do it. Up with it is Gritch over to first. Ball game over. No. That another RBI. Runner on third scores. 2 outs. And they're down to their last